Job is a dedicated job portal for Indian startups. We are trying to automate the entire recruitment life cycle at the time of hiring startup employees. This company has started in May 2019, and the beta version of the website was launched on 1st May 2020 on International Labor Day. Recruiters Worldwide is leading learning and networking platform for recruiters fraternity. Abbreviated as RWW, is a decade-old community and has over 17,000 members on online platforms like Facebook. Also, there are 16 different location-based WhatsApp groups for quick information sharing. So this JobX Master Series is a weekly learning platform to give specific tips to recruiters and startup founders and job seekers. We're going to talk on how to hire sales superstars. We know that for every organization's success, sales professionals or growth makers play the important part. But many times we get confused. How to spot these sales superstars? What are the things that we need to look at in the resume? What kind of questions we should ask during the interview? To solve this mystery, today we have Ms. Lipsa Mohanty, who will talk about on this pertinent issue. Allow me to introduce Lipsa Mohanty. So she is an HR professional with over 17 years of diversified recruitment experience, both in corporate and consulting. She has worked with various industries like automobile, banking, insurance, manufacturing, FMCG, FMCG, and telecom. She has successfully completed many project hiring and turnkey projects within TAG. She is passionate about connecting with like-minded people and expertise in understanding business requirements to fulfill the critical requirements within TAG. On a personal front, she is an ex-cricketer at national level, chess champion in college, an active yoga and meditation practitioner. She loves to contribute towards the society at large for the holistic well-being of humanity. Now, let's start with the discussion about the very interesting topic of talent acquisition, how to hire sales superstars. This session is structured in two parts, 15 minutes for our speaker, and this will be the interactive session. And this 15 minutes is for our audience to ask questions. So let's hear our honorable speaker today about the sales hiring. So over to you, Lipsa ma'am.
You are on mute, please, Lipsa. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Kanchan. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful interactive session. So we all, I would request each one of you to treat this as an interactive session and let's learn from each other. Okay. So to start with, I would like to ask everyone, you can reply in the chat box. Like, as per you, who all are or what are the vital aspects of a successful organization or for a successful business model? You can answer in the chat box. Who are the asset of an organization or a successful organization? Okay, customers, fine. Employee, great. Any more answer? Can I get few more answers? Employees, fine. We more or less we all accept that it is employees who are the asset of an organization. I would just add it, of course it is employees, but the right employees or the right resource. So being the talent acquisition person, that or the salesperson or the sales head, the most important job that we do is to recruit the right kind of talent. We agree to that? If we agree, we can give a thumbs up. Great. fine. So now I would, share about what I have understood about talent acquisition. See, for me, it is the most important job for any HR professional, because we are the people who are entrusted with the right, with a very, very crucial job where you need to recruit the right talent so that your organization profitability, business growth is taken care of. Okay, so I represent Jyoti Motors. We are basically into automobile dealerships. We are into different dealerships starting from Maruti, Nexa, then our Audi, Harley, and few all these things. We are both into two-wheeler divisions like super bikes in terms of Harley Davidson, Suzuki. So when how I do, I will share that. And in terms of when I divide the talent acquisition process in a very easy concept that I follow, that is known as HALS. I will write it here. HALS concept, that is basically whenever before during the interaction with the employees, or with the candidates, HALS is basically nothing but it is, it's a concept on like H stands for hunger, A stands for attitude, L is learnability, and S is sociable acceptance. These are the parameters on which I shortlist a candidate or select a candidate for further round of interviews. Now for, we have, since we are into different dealerships, and also I had for different verticals, and now I'm only will be focusing on sales vertical. So in sales, let me start with leadership hiring. So when I recruit for leadership, it is when we screen, shortlist, there are different process, sourcing, screening, shortlisting, then taking the interviews, and then taking it forward. So what I look in terms of when I start for a leadership hiring is, first, what kind of, we all seek it, what kind of qualification, experience, knowledge. These are the minimum criteria. But I also look at the core competency of a person during the interaction. It's always an open-ended, and it's more of an interaction. When it is leadership hiring, it's open-ended question. And for me, it is like more of probing. So then it gives me an opportunity to understand the person more, and also understand his not only in terms of his business achievements, but also in terms of his family background, his situation handling skills, how good he is a team player, and what are his business acumen, profitability, and how to manage in terms of when there is a little difficult situation or a crisis situation. So the core competencies which I include during the interaction are, first and foremost is, of course, discipline. Second would be persistency. Third would be how focused the person is, and then there is a never to say die attitude, or never give up attitude, and how that person takes negative criticism into his strides and keep on improving. And since we are looking at sales or non-sales, it's always, every business works on revenue, and it has to be a target oriented, and has to be a team effort. It is more uh, of a team effort, and how that leader connect with each and every person in the team. So that's, that is how I shortlist leaders before going forward. And if most important thing is whether that person's profile and attitude matches to our organizational value and culture. Because when we look at leadership, we are open for anywhere from India. I have people in my organization from extreme south, like say per se Hyderabad, and Chennai. I have also people from north like Lucknow. So it is about fitment in my organization. apart from the minimum basic requirements like qualification, your years of experience, the profiling, and the in terms of target achievements. Apart from that, these are very crucial points. Now I'll come to the mid-level hiring of sales. So it is basically in our organization more or less of a sales manager level, where he has to handle a team and take it forward. It is in that, in say mid manager level, again the same more or less the HALS concept. And also the one important thing is, we when I select people, first thing is I look at people who are from the automobile industry. So there is no, we save in terms of training that manpower to in understanding the basic requirement of our business. So it is like, first will be obviously or from automobile dealership. It seems for both leadership and mid-level hiring. And then what kind of experience, expertise, team building capability, and whether that person is open for challenges or not. So in during the course of interview, I gave him some questions like, tell me what have been your achievements, and how could you achieve that. Then also there will be open-ended questions like, tell me, how what have been your sales, or how have you grown as a professional in over two. Suppose that candidate is from an organization where he has spent say good enough time of somewhere around 2 years. So how he has grown as a professional from an ASM, assistant sales manager, to sales manager. So he will give me answers in terms of the business growth, or how he has handled a team or something like that. Then also we can probe and try and understand what are the changes that he did. Maybe before he joined the organization, the sales were little down. So what are the changes that he did so that they now the sales are up, and he has grown as a professional as well. So in that way, it is more of interaction in both in leadership and mid-level hiring, and more of understanding the person, and so that we can take it forward. The initiatives that he took, like for example, it's not only about when we're working in an organization, it's not only about sales. It is also about team bonding, how he could connect with his employee. Maybe a small example could be uh, gelling with team in terms of get together at snacks or a lunch party, or that way or something like that. So then you can find out ki, yes, he is a team person. In mid manager and leadership, you have to be a team person, team player, rather than an individual contributor. So these are the things that I do. And also the core competency which I shared, and it is more of a behavioral competency that that actually set apart from an average performer to a superstar. So that is how, this is my perspective, that is how I go about it. Also in a lot of times I take a little longer time to understand, because then that person will open up, and I'll also have scope to understand more of him. And so more or less I go by gut feeling also. So that's how it has been recruiting pattern for me. And now I'll come to the frontline, or the frontline sales executive, which is basically mass hiring in automobile dealership. Wherever you see, with pan India basis, the pyramid of the bottom of the pyramid is always heavy. So it is always frontline people are always on looking for a change, or there is attrition or something of that sort. So most of the recruitment or hiring is for front level hiring. So there again we look for freshers as well as experienced people. When it is fresher, it will obviously how they come across. For me it is like I make them comfortable the moment I see the CVK. They're a fresher, make them comfortable with with an icebreaker question, like say, who is your favorite cricketer, or who is your favorite actress. So to make them comfortable, then I can, during interaction, you need to understand whether that person is comfortable either in Hindi, English, or Odia. I've seen people who couldn't maybe not be very confident in one language, but when I switched to the local language or switched to the other language, they were so confident and so free flowing. And I have seen over these 3 years that those are the people who are actually the performers. If as a talent acquisition person I would have thought कि भाई इसको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है या फिर हिंदी नहीं आती है, then I would have lost a right talent for my organization. So these are the little adjustments that I do depending on the person or the situation. And also in terms of when if a fresher, it is when you're looking for sales people, the person has to be really confident, the communication, the clarity of thought. And sometimes I ask कि यार, like suppose he's using, everybody uses pen or mobile, so I'll ask them, please sell this mobile of yours to me. So from there I'll pick up whether that person has that kind of confidence and the knowledge of what he is using, or that's sellability. And also the one more aspect that I look is, for a sales guy he has to be a dreamer. If he is a dreamer, then only he can he can make other people dream, whether it is a car or a super bike or whatever. And that is how it works. So in short, it will be like this ki whenever we are recruiting, we need to understand first ki what kind of profile we are looking for in terms of business and a business requirement. So you need to, as a talent acquisition person, at times you might give that extra effort to reach out to the business leaders and understand what kind of profile or a person he has in mind. That will make your job easy. Say per se you are recruiting, and how about screening, shortlisting 100 CVs and shortlisting one. Instead of that, if you understand what that leader want or the boss want and what is the business requirement, that will make your job easier 10 times. If I have seen, if I give 2 to 3 CVs, I will close one position. So it saves my time, energy, also my organizational time, energy, the management time, and it's a win-win situation for both candidates as well as the as well as organization. So I would again ask you people ki, if you can share ki how do you select candidates, whether you are a talent acquisition person or a business person or an entrepreneur. What are the parameters on which you select a candidate? Can I get few answers in the chat box? What are the parameters on which you people select a candidate or a sales candidate? Okay. What are the important resources of an organization? We have already discussed. I would like to understand, let this session be an interactive session. Okay, Mr. Prafulla has written attitude, great. Can I get few more answers? What are the parameters on which basis, or you select a candidate or a salesperson or any candidate for that matter? One is, yes, cultural fit, great. Attitude, communication, great. Communication skills, cost, yes, absolutely. Confidence, yes, great. So few more additions could be, what kind of emotional quotient that person has. Not only when, see, I've seen when we recruit people, talents, we recruit them more or less on the basis of their intelligent IQ, on the basis of their intelligence quotient. But it is not only intelligence quotient, but also the emotional quotient. Because see, when everything is going fine, it's fine, we are rocking, and we are doing big numbers. But how about when that we are not getting that numbers? So that's when, the what to say, that's when you need to see how that person is calm, composed, and how that person's emotional quotient is. That will keep him or her going, and which will in turn will always be have good effect on the organizational growth. So it is also not only about what are the skill, attitude, knowledge that person has, but also the emotional quotient, and how that person handles pressure when things are not going right as per his or organizational, we are not meeting targets or not being able to perform for whatever reasons. So how is handling that bit of pressure situation? So that will again give him that confidence to, yes यार 2 महीने मेरा 3 महीने अच्छा गया, 1 महीना खराब गया, कोई बात नहीं, I know my work, I know the process, I'll bounce back. So that is also very, very important. You need to select candidates on those basis also. Okay, so these are my insights, whatever understanding I have in these years, whatever learning I have shared. So now it
Yeah.
is over to Kanchan.
Yeah. Thank you, Lipsa, for your insightful session. Yeah. So, audience, any questions? Floor is open for you. Okay, I have few questions from Lipsa. How a small setup can find good salesperson?
You're saying startup?
How a small startup can find a good salesperson? Can you
Okay,
hear me?
that's, see, yeah, absolutely. See, it is again the same process. Somebody who wants to be in sales, say you're looking for a good salesperson, right? So someone who wants to be in sales will always apply. Always, he or she has to start a career. So on the basis of, again, what is the kind of communication, the confidence, and the skill, knowledge, attitude that person is have. On that basis, you can select. And also, at times you can ask him what in terms of what he knows about the organization. So that way whether he has that learning thing or not learning capability or not, whether he's that is how one need to screen, shortlist, and select a person.
Okay. My another question is, as a salesperson candidate, what points should be kept in mind in CV or for the interview? I mean, how a candidate should prepare for the same?
Achha, in a candidate perspective,
Yeah.
you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay, so are we talking of a fresher or a mid-manager level?
Both. If you can just guide both, that will be helpful.
Okay, great. See, for a candidate, when it is a fresher, so in fresher, as a candidate, so for the first 1 minute, I mean, maybe first impression is the last impression that we say. As a candidate, what I do that I can share. So first, it is always, maintaining that eye contact during the interaction, the confidence, the smile, and understanding what the interviewer wants to know. Be little patient with the you're hearing out the questions from the interviewer, understanding. And it is okay if you don't know all the answers. Nobody look for, yes, if we have 5 to 10 questions, the candidate knows all the correct answers. No, at times we are also looking for the right kind of attitude. What as a fresher, a lot of people, they where they miss out is they bluff. They might have done, that they have right kind of qualification, or the skill set, the confidence, everything is fine, but they start bluffing. So at times, then it depends on the talent acquisition person, whether his person is a right fit for my organization or not. So I would request candidates, even if you don't know, it's okay, you don't know, you can say, sorry, if you can guide me. This is in terms
Okay.
of then in terms of mid manager, it will again be, suppose per se, that person I'm hiring for Maruti or Nexa, and I have got a person who has come from Hyundai.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from looking at his profile and introduction, and the minimum thing what I will ask is, maybe Hyundai has launched a new vehicle, say Hyundai has launched a new product, so we'll ask him open-ended questions. Tell me the product and what are the features of this product. So by that I will come to understand whether he actually knows the product, and then only see, for any sales guy, understanding the product is foremost important. That is how, that way how you will build up your confidence, and your numbers and figures will start happening. And also, how he has, if he has handled a team, how he has handled a team, what has been his last 6 months, 6 months, retail or targets that he have done. Understanding need of the customer, and is also very important.
Okay. Fine. I have
Yeah.
another question. How automobile sector hiring will go on in next 6 to 12 months?
Okay. See, it as per a lot of big consulting firms, next 6 months will be again automobile is going to boom. Okay, this social, because of the current situation, the two-wheeler industry is already seeing a growth, and same will always happen in terms of four-wheeler industry also. So next 6 months we are positive, because the sales number will go up.
Okay. Uh, any questions, audience? Any other questions you have? You may please write in chat or unmute and ask directly to Lipsa.
Lipsa, I have one question. Uma Shankar
Sure,
here.
sir.
So you have talked about the concept of HALS, right? HALS, and L
Yes,
stands for learnability. So how do you
learning
assess?
ability.
Yeah, as a
J.
recruiter or as a TA person, how we can assess that this candidate has got this learnability skill or not? Is it easy to judge?
It's well, it's not about judging. See, learnability is something, when while interviewing, you need to ask questions, probing, or that you can probe and say, like, say first, I sometimes I ask, what are the new skills that you have learned in, say, in last 3 months or 6 months, or say sometimes I might ask, what are your hobbies? So that person says, okay, reading a book. So what is the last book that you have read, and what did you learn from that? So that is how it is my understanding, whether that person is open for learning or not. These are few questions that I do to understand his whether he is open for learning or not. Could I answer to your question?
Yes, yes.
And
Thanks.
also, in terms of, like, see, in automobile, what we do, apart from product knowledge, we also sometimes there is a training given for in terms of upskilling himself, upskilling the employees. So that time also we can ask, what are the recent courses that you have done, or what are the trainings that you have undergone to upskill yourself as a sales professional, or for that matter for any department?
Hello, Lipsa.
Lipsa,
Hello, sir.
Lipsa, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you so much. How are you,
Yes,
sir?
here.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fine, fine. I've been listening to you. Very good. You're doing well. I have just one
Thank you, sir.
point to make. Okay.
Absolutely, sir.
Add to you.
Yeah.
You're talking about the product skill, that it's very important in automobile industry, knowing about the product. Is it not?
Yes, it is product and also the customer need analysis. First is customer need analysis.
Yeah.
Understand?
I always tell that yes, the people's knowledge is more important than product knowledge. Once you have the people knowledge, then you will get automatically, you will get product knowledge also. Because the product knowledge, people learn about people's knowledge is very complicated than the product knowledge. And in sales, you require persons, those who are dealing with people, and your sales volume depends on the customers. Okay.
Mhm.
So you
Yes.
should know more about the people, behavior of the people, the response of the people. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay, hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you all
Even
getting
me,
me?
I am able to hear.
Are
Yeah,
you all
you are
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yes, sir.
and second thing is that the communication.
Yeah.
It's not the not that what you communicate, but how you communicate is more important than what you communicate.
Mm. Absolutely, sir.
Number three is the interpersonal relationship, which you have been telling about, building a team, building the leadership and all these things. So the salesperson must have that also. And
Hmm.
fourth is he must have a mm, conflict resolution capability. I
Yeah.
feel that these four things are very important for a salesperson. I don't know how you will take it, but uh,
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You are
that
spot
is
on.
that is my take.
Yeah, absolutely. Conflict management, the consumer behavior, the interpersonal
Yeah.
skills, all noted, sir.
No,
These
I
are
have
very
talked I have talked everything on practical aspects. I'm not going on
absolutely.
any HR theories. Although
Yes.
I am a HR person throughout, I am not telling about
Yeah.
any HR theories because I have seen
Yes.
theories and I have seen practical also. Okay,
Absolutely.
so these are the. I thought that let me add to your
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
all whatever the criteria you have told. I thought that let me add to all those criteria that these are the things that should look into in a HR person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. And in fact, thanks for bringing this in this forum. And in fact, if you have, sir is you are a very senior HR professional. And over the years, you must have seen HR evolve from a desktop to a, business partner module. Now, no more HR are considered to be a desk job. You have to be integrated with your business. You have to be on the forefront, on the floor, with your salespeople to understand how they communicate, what they communicate. The way you said it. So it has to be a nice integration between the HR as well as the business, so that your organization gets the benefit.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Thank you
And
so much, sir.
Yeah.
thank you. I just appreciate the way you have started this one, and I really wish you all the best for going ahead.
Thank you, sir. Means a lot.
Thank
I
you.
have I have one more query. So from a candidate's perspective, in
Yeah.
their CV, what should they mention so that the CV of a salesperson can get shortlisted earlier? Is it about, I mean, mentioning the numbers, or is it about mentioning achievements, or anything else? What should be mentioned?
Lipsa, you can answer,
Uh,
and if required, I will tell also.
yes. Okay. So we are talking about what level of candidate, if I can know. I mean,
Maybe
first, I mean,
3 to 7 years, kind of mid-level, kind of.
3 to 7 years mid-level candidate or fine. So see, in when you're looking at CVs, so as a recruiter or a talent acquisition person, there are certain keywords that generally most of us search depending on the job description or the key role and responsibilities that profile has. Say per se, I'll take an example of, in a 7 years means I'll take an example of a sales manager. So it will always be, say assistant sales manager or sales manager, sales, marketing, and all. And see, for me, how it has worked, I'll tell you. When you screen and shortlist, it is basically these are the keywords that might come up: automobile, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, whatever. And then you source them. Say you and source and say, suppose you are in you have sourcing screening and you shortlist 10 profiles. From that, you need to come to 4 maximum. So you can just go through that profile once again and talk to them. That I call it, updation and validation. And from there, you need to find out okay, what is the what kind of communication skill he has, what is his confidence, what is his understanding of, say, two-wheeler or four-wheeler market, what is his how competition mapping he has done. And suppose he is there in an organization per se, where he has grown in that organization as a professional. So what has been his growth path, how he could do it, what are the system and process that he integrated, then the year on year growth that we say, so increase in sales that has resulted in his promotion in the last organization or his, where he is there. So these are the parameters, and on that basis you will narrow down on the maybe 4 profiles. And that I have seen, if 4 profiles you shortlist and you give it 3 to 4 profiles, your position will be closed. You need to, when you talk to the candidates, the first updation and validation, it has to be thorough when it is a mid-level or leadership hiring.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fine. Any other questions, audience?
Lipsa, good evening.
Good evening, Prafulla bhai.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, my point is that in also taking the interview, listening skill, I feel one of the factor which needs to be considered. What's your view on that?
Absolutely. While, during this, in the mid of, in this session only,
Am I
I
audible?
said, yes, Mr. Am I audible?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, great. Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Prafulla, I agree. Like, listening skill of a candidate is very, very important, because at times what we have seen, what we have observed is, might be the interviewer is asking something, but the candidate, maybe whether he is maybe lacking that proper listening skill, or he is not that confident. Without listening to the what that interviewer is asking the question, they might end up in an answer which might not be an appropriate answer. So it's always better to hear out what the person is asking, and then if you're not able, as a candidate, at times we might not able to understand, so you can always ask, okay, sorry, I did not get it. The interviewer will always tell you, okay, it means this. Then if you know the answer, you can go ahead. If you don't know, then maybe you can say, sorry, I don't know, if you could explain. That will always be appreciated.
Okay, that's helpful, Lipsa. So, in the interest of time, I think we should stop this session here. And thank you so much. You have been you have given a lot of insights to us, and these are really helpful to different candidates, to recruiters, and to co-founders. And thank you so much, audience. You have been a wonderful audience. We should disconnect now. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.